Squatters, um, I'm back with another one. When you're curious, man. There's nothing you can do about your curiosity but to speak your mind. It was the 10th of April, 1993, when we received the bad news about one of our revolutionary leaders, Comrade Chris Hani. And now, we will always remember him. And when you go to Jamestown there, to the cemetery, and you know that this is where our hero is resting, it pains us as ordinary South Africans. It pains us big time. For so many reasons, it pains us, until today. We know that there's not much we can do. NgeZulu bathi okwenzekile kufana nalokudaliwe in Zulu. What it's done, it's done. But now, let us quickly, recap on this story. If you ask me about these three things, if you ask me about Codesa negotiations, if you ask me about the TRC, if you ask me about the Zondo Commission, if there's any difference, to me, there's no difference. It was a futile exercise. It was a waste of resources, waste of time, and deceiving ordinary people of South Africa. Well, I hope you squatters are cool, and thank you for continuing to watching my content. We really need to talk about these things. We don't mean any harm, but talking about these things, I think, heals us as a society. We've gone past through those events, but they remain memories. Our kids, our grandkids, will always refer to these kind of episodes to actually refresh their minds. In 1993, I was at primary school when we received the news that Comrade Chris Hani is no more. And then I remember my teacher, came to the class and said, when you are at primary school, you're making noise, and we were just, and when the teacher came in, then we normally got to our desks and go to our chairs and we sit down, pay attention. And she uttered this statement that, class, Comrade Chris Hani is no more. And it became quiet, for a while. And when you're kids are quick to adjust, and just in 10 minutes time, kids started talking to each other. Hey, do you know who the teacher is talking about, and all of that? Then I started to be curious, and I think it actually broke my heart then. And for the whole day, I was like, yo, what happened and what is happening with our country. And it was the eve of the democracy. And now, when you are sitting down 30 years later, you still have no answers. Okay, I don't want to go there anyway. Comrade Chris Hani walked out of the Codesa negotiations. He literally walked out of Codesa negotiations after realizing that the comrades have made a U-turn. So before they went for the Codesa negotiations, there was sort of certain agreements that he actually had with his fellow comrades. That, listen, comrades, we are not going to compromise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So his comrades, they agreed, pretended as if everything is fine. And behind closed doors, they started to have meetings with the apartheid government. They started to have concealed discussions behind Comrade Chris Hani. And now, as these negotiations went on, he got very much crossed because he realized his comrades were agreeing to things that they did not agree on. If you rewind back, people who were really involved in those negotiations, it was Nelson Mandela, it was Cyril Ramaphosa. The same Cyril Ramaphosa was the chief negotiator. It was Thabo Mbeki and other comrades anyway. There were so many. But these were the main, should I say main comrades who were negotiating with Comrade Chris Hani. So by him walking out of those negotiations, he said he is not going to sit and negotiate to sell out his people. He actually got very irritated by the fact that the comrades were now selling out. So they went on in his absentia. He was not there until they brought that road deal. Let me paint a picture of what exactly happened within the Codesa negotiations. The ANC comrades went into the Codesa negotiations not for the people, but for themselves. So that is why Comrade Chris Hani walked out as soon as he realized that these people, they are actually negotiating for themselves, not for the people. In the beginning, during the apartheid, all the black people were the failed Negroes, if I have to put it in a plain, understandable, I don't know, for a lack of a better word, for someone to understand, you know. We were all failed Negroes. So the ANC comrades, they went to the Codesa negotiations to actually beg their masters to become house Negroes. So as soon as Comrade Chris Hani realized that no, these people are not actually negotiating for the poor black masses, they were actually there to negotiate their stake. So these ANC comrades, that's why they came out with the Rainbow Nation and all of that, which was, Rainbow Nation never existed, by the way. I am yet to see a Rainbow Nation, and I still don't understand what the former President Nelson Mandela meant by Rainbow Nation, because you cannot expect forgiveness from someone who doesn't feel they have offended you. In a sense that the apartheid government never promised to apologize, and they never apologized, and they still feel there's no need. Even those who passed away, the FW clerics and all of they still didn't feel there's any need for them to apologize. So I don't understand the Rainbow Nation issue. I know what comes to my mind when you talk about a Rainbow Nation, and I know what it means, but I don't understand what the former President Nelson Mandela meant by saying we are a Rainbow Nation. I don't know in which context. By the way, may his soul rest in peace. But it's just mind shattering, because that thing never existed. And these ANC comrades, they went there to Codesa to negotiate to become the house Negroes, in a sense that they were promised better lives, access to state, and most importantly, political power. They were given political power, but their masters said, you are not going to get anywhere close to the economic power. We keep the economic means, the means of production, the economic power. You can keep your stupid political power. You can have a political power, but if you don't have an economic power, it's a problem. So the 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF, by the way, were drawn from the ANC Freedom Charter, which they shoved and threw into the dustbin and say, we are not going to use this thing. Just hide it, the ANC Comrade. That's when they started selling out the country, selling out the poor black masses. For black people to be poor to this day, it is because of the ANC Comrades. They went there, they were galloping for their own personal needs. They were negotiating for their stomachs. It is so sad that why would the government be in control for 30 years and all that it creates is poor black people? It creates poverty, people who are illiterate, people who don't have access to resources. Crime is very high, a very high rate of unemployment. You can mention all of them, including the potholes, the shacks, squatter camps, and all of those things. And now, as a country, you now start to ask yourself exactly where are we going? And it begs the question that why were the revolutionary comrades' lives cut short? What happened? Who sold who to who? Let me put it this way. There's no way the apartheid government could manage to pull assassinations without colluding with the ANC comrades. It's not possible. Ask me. I've mastered this assassination thing. This assassination thing is not something that came now. It has been there, and it's active in many countries, by the way, in many countries. So somehow the comrades, ANC comrades, sold out Comrade Chris Hani. That's in short. You can put it however you want, but they sold out. Sold him out. 30 pieces of silver. And when you look at their behavior now, how they behave, the houses they own, the cars they drive, the money they have, their kids are going to school overseas and everything. So you start to realize that this is serious. And this was planned, was well orchestrated. It was well orchestrated. How come all the ANC comrades, you can count Thabo Mbeki, you can count Kgalema Motlanthe, Jacob Zuma, Julius Malema, why all of them are rich and black people are poor? Their fellow black people are poor, but only them, they're staying here. They are staying here at Hyde Park, here, Sandton, Waterkloof, all those urban areas where you'll buy electricity, you'll pay a bill of electricity 15,000 a month. The salary that a black South African struggles to earn, even 5,000, it's very hard in South Africa to earn that money. We continue to be exploited, we continue to be marginalized, we continue to be poor, we continue to be jokes. Yet, black people still continue to vote, hoping for a change, that will never come. It's so interesting. Now we are talking now. I want to exhaust this so that at least, we know where we are going. By knowing where we're coming from, we would definitely know where we are going. The posture that our politicians have is for self-enrichment. During the election, when it's election time, they will bring food parcels, 2 tomatoes, onions, green pepper, and 1 kilogram of meal and a small fish oil. Vote for us. So you keep us in parliament and then you remain poor. Are our leaders really having intentions to fix this country? Do you think so? South Africa. As much as now we hate one another, we hate our African brothers and sisters, we accuse them of, hey, they are illegal immigrants and all of that, they did not cook those problems. The politicians are the problem here, not them. Even from their countries, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Malawi, wherever, we are facing the same problem. The same problem. And by the way, what is happening in Mozambique is coming to South Africa. I'm not inciting violence, but we will reach that stage where there is revolution. South Africa is a ticking time bomb. We will reach that stage because we can't be looking at our politicians continuing to enrich themselves. Their days now are narrowing towards getting caught with their hand in a cookie jar. It's worrisome. They must wake up and smell the coffee. If I was them, I will change, I will repent, I will start doing the right thing. You look at someone like our president, Cyril Ramaphosa. He owns 30 townhouses around Gauteng, 2 flats in Cape Town. Has got a house there at Hyde Park, high walls, security tight, bodyguards, dollars at his farm, Pala. And then you still continue to vote, hoping for it. And I always say that people should stop pinning their hopes on politicians. Those people have got nothing for you, nothing, like zero. I'm sorry to say so, voters, they've got nothing for you. You need to focus on changing your life. I don't know how. You can sell tomatoes at the corner. You can sell, fruits. You can sell something, sweets, or whatever, because tough times are coming. The economy is not growing. We are declining. We are heading towards crashing. We are declining. The unemployment rate is very high. For you to be relevant, you need to say something that the media will like, and then you need to, for you to be accepted in the corporate world. People like us, they won't accept, because I say he's speaking vernacular and it's very dirty. He's so extreme. Yes, because we speak the truth. And for you to survive in this corporate world, you need to pretend. You need to say something that will keep you relevant. And when they look at you, you are a good guy. You are acceptable. Yeah, but when you speak the truth, people feel offended. They really feel offended. Look at the politicians. All of them, they are super rich, driving G-Wagons, wearing 30,000 tracksuits, wearing 30,000 shoes. They go to parliament wearing red overalls. Inside there's Louis Vuitton, there's Gucci. They're carrying Gucci bags. Very expensive and flashy things. Yet they preach socialism. That they are there representing people. Are they really representing people? These are snakes. These are snakes. How would one man sit on billions while his people are suffering? The ANC government can't even fix a pothole. It takes 6 months for them to fix just one pothole, squatter camp. There by the squatter camp, they don't even fix anymore. We are having these Nyaupe boys, these boys who are smoking thick drugs, who are every day you pass them, they're fixing the same thing. You know what they do? They close those holes, and before they leave, they dig again, so that tomorrow they can come and pretend as if they are closing those holes, so that you give them 2 rand every day on the same spot. 2 rand, 2 rand, 2 rand, 2 rand. It's a tender for them, because they've realized that our government has become a white horse. ANC is just a white horse. That is why Solima Paila of the SACP said, we are on autopilot. Sometimes they speak the truth, sometimes they are the same. They belong, it's a cook from the same pot. These alliance parties, they are also useless. SACP and all of them, they are also useless. They claim to represent the workers, yet they are eating with the ANC. It is so sad. The question that still stands, if you want to see that the comrades sold out, Comrade Chris Hani walked out very early, said, I'm not going to sit in this nonsense, because this is not what we agreed on. This is not what we agreed on. Let me tell you about that man. He didn't take nonsense. He was revolutionary. He was robust. The apartheid government was too scared of Chris Hani. They were too scared. He used to shake them up. He was militant, trained. What happened to the struggle? We are still stuck in poverty. You don't have access to education. The university is too expensive. You are just roaming the streets with a potential You are smart, at school you were smart, you were performing right, then you can't further your studies. You are stuck. I was watching Professor Blade Nzimande's interview some few days ago. I was looking at that man saying, what is he trying to say? Hey, Zuma sold out, this and that. He also sold out. He was the Minister of Higher Education when the students were fighting for fees must fall. He couldn't lift a finger. He failed because until today, students are sitting on debts. Some of them, they can't even graduate. They are stuck in life. You are owing 100 and something thousand. How are you going to raise that money when you are unemployed? That's why the EFF says, scrap those debts so students can graduate. And it's so painful. You studied for 4 years, but you can't graduate. You can't get your degree. It's painful. It's painful. On the other hand, we have got a black administration, our brothers and sisters who should be understanding us, who should be making our life easy, but they continue to make our life difficult on a daily basis. They knock us very hard. What should happen now? Must we continue to smile like everything is fine? I know I'm too scared to talk, they will hate me. The same way as Comrade Chris Hani fought for the right thing, we will also raise our voices. We will also talk about these things. They are all useless, these comrades. They are all useless. None of them can tell me that they can do something for us. All of them are useless. All of them. They are just there to remain house Negroes. So we remain filth Negroes. Themselves, they are serving the masters. They are serving their masters. They are too loyal to their masters, not us. What about us? What are you saying about us? Are you going to leave us here out in the cold? Are you not creating enemy? Are you not becoming the enemy of your people? The ANC has become the enemy of its own people. Its own people. Everybody hates ANC because they have bad memories. All the hopes shattered. All the dreams shattered. When you are still qualifying, they say they can't employ you. Hey, you didn't pass this, that. When you are overage, they tell you, you are overage, we can't employ you. When you have a criminal record, they can't give you a job, but they want your vote. They even go to an extent of going to prisons to have those prisoners to vote. But when they are out, they can't employ them. They can't incorporate them into the society. We've got an angry society because of the ANC. They are perpetuating poverty, anger amongst black people. We are actually not going anywhere as a country because of lack of interest, poor leadership of our leaders, the ANC government. I'm happy because they are dropping. Let them eat a humble pie because people are tired. I wonder in 2029, what exactly are they going to say to the people when they want them to vote? What are they going to say? Maybe they will bring parachutes, and maybe they will bring, I don't know, because they've been using the same strategy, lying to people. So Codesa was one of the most useless engagement. The most useless engagement. Comrades negotiated better deals for themselves, not for the people. People are still suffering. What are you saying, ANC? Are you happy where you are? Leaders, in those townhouses, in those mansions, in those convoys, having businesses, shares everywhere. Huh? We can't even open one business. We struggle, cars, squatter camps there. You worry about your next meal while they are living their fleshy lives. It's nice. The revolution is coming. And when it gets there, you must be careful. If you are staying in a 5-bedroom house, there at Waterfall there, we will come and sleep with you anyway. Because we wouldn't have any place to sleep. We'll come and sleep with you, with your family, there. It will be bad by then. ANC has got two options. They must smell the coffee, right? Smell the coffee. Or else, Julius Malema always says so, when the revolution comes, when people now are fed up, look at what is happening there in Mozambique. Squatters, thank you very much for watching this content. Let's continue engaging. I'm a curious guy. I'm someone who cracks my head because of thinking. I think. I spend most of my time thinking, trying to figure out what exactly went wrong with our country because I'm a concerned citizen. Let's keep engaging. Those who have not subscribed, subscribe please. Click that notification bell. When I drop the content, you're the first to receive it. Lastly, I want to take this 1 minute because I was looking at the statistics. I have people from all over the world watching my content. I appreciate it. I'm so proud. Let's stay positive. Let's hope for the best. UK, watching my content. Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, Malawi, Spain, Ireland. I was so shocked. I thank you, people. Let's grow this channel. God help me to stay humble. I'm just a simple guy from the squatter camp. I know what poverty is. Many times going to bed on my hungry stomach, empty stomach. I know what poverty. In fact, by the way, I've never been rich. I've never been rich. I have been poor my whole life. I'm just a simple guy, out here as a very concerned citizen. The message is out. Let's keep engaging. Sure.